expecting everyone to say something that would make me mad. Like I was walking in, and then Anthony's gonna say this, and then I'm gonna say that. You know, and then Alice, she's gonna be late. She's like, I don't care that I'm late, and I don't respect anybody. And then Ariel, she's just gonna be mean to me.
That's a fair concern. That's a valid concern.
Yeah, Ariel will follow through on that.
Yeah.
No, my first words to you was, I was so nice. I was like, Greg, I'm so happy to see you.
And
I'm
I
sad
know,
I
and
have to do a podcast to see you now.
It threw me off because I was expecting a fist fight.
He has
Now
been
he's mad at me for not being mean.
he has been worried about this ever since you were booked.
This is not this. Okay.
It's true.
Let me just close this loop. Is that's all mental illness? None of it was real. I got right before I pulled in. I was like, you just made up all these stories in your head that are crazy. Of course. And I saw Alice. She's like, how you doing, buddy? And she hugged me. And I was like, not good, brother. You know?
Yeah. I was like, there's Greg. Hey. And then he was like,
I'm mad at everybody for no reason. It's just like how Batman.
Except Ariel. You got
Except
to
Ariel.
really.
This is what
No,
we're
that's
gonna do.
a
Ariel's gonna be
founded
real.
fear.
It was like
are
how
we all
Batman,
holding our mics? Are we good? I'm going to try and hold it up here more because I feel like
Yeah.
that is a concern.
What's a concern?
Mike
Holding too low down here, it gets a little crackly sometimes. So.
I listened the last.
All
right.
I did listen to the last couple episodes. There were crackles.
Yeah, so
I thought it was like listening
choke up on it a little bit.
next to a fire.
Yeah.
I thought it was kind of cool.
Yeah, is there a fireplace at Grove 34?
Suddenly
should
I
get a
feel
fireplace.
warmer in my Camry listening on my way to work. What's
Hold
up?
it like first of all, hold it like a cigar. That's how I like to hold it.
That looks crazy. It's so funny.
Fireplace here. We should get a fireplace here.
Yeah.
Rob, we need the Grove 34 money. We need you to invest in a fireplace. Okay. Thank you, Rob.
Yeah, it'll be very very presidential fireside
Right.
chats.
Keeping a business afloat as best he can.
Yeah.
Sure, I'll invest in a fireplace for your no money podcast.
We pay him to be here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, first of all, welcome to Talktown, where we're creating a brand new town, and we're breaking all the rules, and we're starting over. And we have one of my favorite people on earth, Ariel Elias. I've never known how to say that. I've known you for 20 years. Elias?
Elias.
Elias?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
You knew.
I
You
know.
knew.
I'm doing a
You're just
bit.
getting in your head.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's so nervous that you're
I
gonna.
know.
He's so. I wouldn't be surprised if Greg wrote down a list of one-liners he could say back to you for anything you might say to him. He has stressed this a number of times.
The car ride over, everything Ariel kept saying to me, I kept going too far and being too mean, and then everyone on the podcast yelled at me, and I just kept being, well, you don't know what it's like. I have 2 kids, and I drove here, and everyone hates me, and I stormed out. Every scenario ended in me storming out.
I think at this point, the meanest thing I could do to you is say nothing mean
Yeah.
and just let you
Well, I can tell you what
think
the,
about
yourself.
what you've done wrong.
the meanest thing you could do is that I could move to New Jersey, and you could not have ever reached out.
I have reached out. Maybe I haven't reached out.
Maybe Greg. Maybe
On second thought.
Greg, you're trying to start up your own fight.
Maybe it is.
It's possible.
Yeah.
Look, it's all crazy in here, man. I can't believe I was living like this for 40
I was about to
years.
text you, because Shaki's birthday is on Monday.
Oh, that's
yeah.
right. His St. Patty's Day birthday.
Oh, that's a tough one.
It's a tough one, but we always go to Let Love In. The bartender, once the owner leaves, the bartender lets us order pizza as long as we give him some. I usually make a cake, and there's enough for everybody.
nice.
God, those
It's a chill
cakes.
vibe.
Could you send me a time? I'm going to come.
Yeah, I think we're going to do, and if anybody listening wants to come, I think we're going to do 8 p.m. on and just have a tab.
Nice.
8 p.m. on St. Patrick's Day?
Yeah, at Let Love In.
Can we just invite everybody?
Yeah.
Yeah, invite whoever you want.
Way after.
After
Oh,
that.
for next
But
year.
Well,
keep
2
this
days
in
after.
mind for next year.
Yeah, this is what we
Next
do
year,
every
we're
St.
gonna do it
Patrick's Day.
again.
Yeah.
Every St. Patrick's Day, we do this for Shaki's birthday, for my husband's birthday.
You know next year one person's going to show up.
Great, come.
Yeah.
Our
Shaki
listener.
would love it.
One listener.
Shaki would love that.
All Shaki's friends, and then one guy goes, I'm a big Allison fan. I want to meet
I'm
Allison.
not there.
Allison will be here.
Greg corners them at Jackie's birthday and goes, but just tell me why. Tell me why you're not a Greg guy and you're an Allison fan.
Yeah.
He's a Libes man.
Yeah. And that's a Monday, which
all
is
of you
perfect.
guys.
Yeah.
Agreed.
Monday, that's the best night for a celebration to me. Well, for me, I don't.
Well,
I
for
take off
comedians.
Mondays for the most part, and it's nice.
Yeah.
You're real sleepy today.
Yeah, man, Peak Anthony.
It's not Peak Anthony.
Yes,
No.
it is. According to the comments, Peak Anthony is a lie down Anthony.
3 people are here to destroy the podcast, and they comment and they make it. What they do?
They encourage bad behavior.
Bad behavior.
They want me to eat.
And he takes.
They want me to eat on this thing.
As all the votes.
I swear to God, if you chew one thing in the history of this entire podcast, I'll cut your head off.
Yeah. I'd love to see you try. You know how thick the veins are in my neck? More than you think.
What do I have to work with?
Very chilling.
A saw?
So we have a guest,
We do have a guest.
Allison.
What?
I'm an Ariel,
Oh,
but I'm
God.
even looking at you.
And be nice to our guest, finally.
Yeah, I know. I do love Ariel.
I'm nice.
I love you, Greg.
Not to the guests, you're not. People
really
say
do.
that in the comments too. They say, this is a direct quote. Libby's a real bitch when you have a guest now because she feels threatened, we think.
I've had to delete a lot of those
Yeah.
comments.
Oh, sure. But they were definitely real.
They come in and they go, every time she has a guest, this girl becomes a bitch. What's happening? And I like her. Natasha said it.
Your own friends.
Yeah,
Your own
my
friends are
my
turning
best
on you.
friend is in the YouTube comments of our podcast shitting on me, and you guys are deleting it.
Well, what she wrote was, Greg called me, left her phone number. I called. I said, what's up? And she goes, what is going on with Allison? She's such a bitch to the guests. I said, I don't know. Why don't you call her? She's like, I'm scared of her. I'm scared. I've been living in fear in this friendship. Yeah.
Yeah, did you see what she did to that man? Turned him into her cat.
You turned a man into a cat?
What do you think I've got going on with the pet?
that'd be fun.
Riz was a man.
Riz was a man.
Riz
That's
was
what Riz says.
Lee Iacocca.
Riz used to say, every time Riz walks around, he goes, I was once a man. I was once a man.
He does walk around screaming all day, so who knows what he's saying.
You're saying that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, do your plugs.
That's it.
I have talked
Thank
down
you guys
stuff.
for having me.
Yeah. I have
You
a,
have talked down stuff.
I have some stuff.
I
Okay,
also have
say
a
it.
little. I have a little thing.
Oh, you go then.
Before we get into
she
your
comes.
bigger thing, because it's nice
That wasn't
out.
that. Was it good? I was going to do something else. This is what happens. We have a guest on, and you become a bitch. I'm just kidding. Don't look at me. Like
You went too many. We
I
had
was like,
a
how long
great
can I keep the
ride.
straight face to make you think it's
I
real?
got so scared. I cowered. Anyway,
Well, she's your
all right,
boss.
Allison, do your thing.
Yeah,
my
I'm in
boss.
charge.
You are my
I'm
boss.
also in the boss chair.
You're on the boss chair.
Yeah.
I'm in the sick chair, sleeping chair, guest chair.
So it's nice out. There's been a lot of kids outside.
Hmm.
Been seeing a lot of playgrounds chock full of kids.
Mm-hmm.
Why can't we have swings for adults?
That are non-sexual. You
Yeah,
know?
yeah. Not
Whoa.
a sex. Not sex. swings.
Non-sexual swings. That should be on the box.
Yeah,
Non-sexual swings.
Don't even think about fucking on this thing.
There should be that.
It'll break.
It's not built
On
for
you,
two.
bro.
Doesn't mean you can't masturbate on it.
The minute this thing senses a specific kind of sweat, it disintegrates. It knows.
But I saw these kids having fun, and I was like, I would like to get on a swing. There's nothing else on a playground. I don't want to go down a slide. I don't want to do, and I don't want to go on a ride. Like I just want to
Totally.
be on a swing.
So you bring up something that's very big in my life right now. Because I'm on a park 3-4 times a week.
Oh yeah, sure.
You know, I'm bringing the kids. We're on the swings, and you can get on. And you look at your kid, you get on. You got a kid, and adults, other ones, they look at you and they go, you know, my kid comes by, you gotta get off. We go, okay, we gotta get off.
I know
But there
that.
should be a designated.
Adults.
Adult
Also a little
swing.
like I've gone with my friends and their kids to like a playground, and you're like, I'll sit down on this, and then you're like, this was not built for me and my body. Like,
Oh
Yep.
man, the worst feeling in the world if you have any sort of body dysmorphia is
Yes.
swinging and then the legs pop up a little bit on the frame and you're like, I'm too
Oh,
heavy.
no.
I'm too heavy to be on
Talking about
this.
a backyard swing.
Yeah.
That's not government approved.
no.
Yeah, that's
No,
that's
just
on
a
your
dad
neighbor.
built that. That's not.
You know what I like on the creakiness of a public swing? I like. It
Yes.
adds an element of danger
I like the
that I
sound.
really enjoy.
I
Yeah,
like seeing
that.
a nail move each time I swing back and forth.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just a little bit.
Yeah, I like to know that I'm that close because you're not used to being that high in the air. Whenever you're on
No.
a swing, you're like I'm in the clouds. But if you zoomed out and someone was taking a photo, about 3
3
feet in the air.
Let me tell you, as an adult, I dare you to get on a merry-go-round and see how long you could take. Half a rotation, you'll throw up.
Oh, for sure.
We have a little merry-go-round with a kid. This kid's going. I did 2 seconds of just turning. I was like, I'm gonna vomit.
Are you
I got
a
nothing.
I can't think of a funnier scene when the carousel comes back around and it's just kids running off horses while a man is thrown up everywhere.
projectile vomiting?
Okay, let me clarify. Not a merry-go-round.
A Ferris wheel?
No, it's a merry-go-round that goes really fast. What are those ones they have in the
Oh,
in
the tiny
park?
guys with like the rails.
Oh, that you
I know
like
what you're
that
talking
you
about.
power
Yeah,
it.
human power.
Those
Because
I,
I was
could,
like
I couldn't even do those when I was a kid. Though.
Agree.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but bigger, like a big metal ones.
Yeah, I know which one. I know what
Those
you.
were always tough.
They're
Yeah.
mostly in handicap parks now because you put the wheelchair on and then they spin it and that's fun for the wheelchair kids. But all the other kids do it too.
I'm glad they're having fun.
Yeah,
right.
if you go to a kids
Moving
park,
on.
go to a handicap one. The handicap parks are the best for kids. They have such elaborate
like adaptive play.
big
Yeah.
old things. They have a fucking they really take care of the handicapped people, but they don't take care of the adults. We need an adult park.
Yeah, and just like, and it's like, I don't want, like, it's like you see places where it's like a dumb, like, outside brewery, and they're like, look, we have these 2 wooden swings for people to sit. And it's like, no. I want real swings
Yeah.
that I could go hang out on for a half hour or half
The
hour, 10
marketing is
minutes.
tough because the marketing is going to be like adult playground and people just show up in thongs.
And
Yep.
yep,
And
that's
they
a
go,
sex
"I'm here-
park now.
I am here for the orgy, and they go, nope, this is just for playing, and it's adult. This happens to me in the adult toy world. You know, I collect adult toys.
Oh, sure.
Yes.
Amazon
Yeah, your
likes to
Google
suggest
search must
things.
be a disaster.
It's a big problem.
Unrelated.
Yeah, just in general.
Yeah, has anyone ever come to one of your adult conventions dressed in a full gimp outfit? And they go, sorry, boys, wrong room, I guess.
Many times I've walked into a toy store and said to a cashier, "Hey, do you have like adult toys?" And they go, "Yes." And I go, and they lead me into a room, and then they lock the door, and then there I am having to fuck my way out like Steven Seagal. It's a problem.
They never made that. That's weird that they never made that genre of. Maybe they did. We're just all not so privy to everything they've made in pornography.
Sure.
But during the time of the great Steven Seagal Under Siege like action
Yes.
movie, they
Yeah.
did make a porno.
A sexual action movie.
Right, where the person had to fuck their way out.
Yes.
Yeah.
I bet. that-
John Wick.
yeah.
John Dick.
There
He's
it
gotta
is.
fuck everyone
It's
who killed
right
his
there.
dog.
It is weird that Steven Seagal is not a porn actor. It
everything-
seems
Yeah.
like
Very close.
all he should have
Wow.
done was porn
Everything
acting.
about him is porn.
Yeah.
The best porn actor is better than him
Yeah.
as
For
an animal
sure.
actor.
Not even just the best. There's
Yeah.
some
But you're
Regular.
right.
there's some fine ones.
Porn actor.
You're right. The ponytail, the name, everything.
The way
Yeah.
he talks and moves, just everything about him is.
So-
That reggae album he had.
oh,
a porn
yeah.
actor move for sure.
God. Incredible. One of the greatest.
Do you know what I'm talking about, Allison?
I don't.
Have you ever heard
I
it?
think I know it exists, but I haven't like learned more.
Treat yourself to
Okay.
a
It's
good.
quick.
Is it on Spotify
20
or does it
second
exist somewhere
listen.
else? Okay.
You have to go to Justin TV.
Come on, man. How do you remember that? How do you remember Justin TV?
I remember it because at one point, Stephon Marbury, this is years ago, basketball player Stephon Marbury, and he was going through a very clear mental breakdown. And
Yeah.
this was before we used to laugh at that.
Yeah.
Instead
Oh,
of
sure,
being
sure,
like,
sure.
well, this is a real problem. We should get people involved.
Right.
And he was broadcasting for 24 hours straight on Justin TV every day for like a full summer.
Yes.
Until some friends, the law, people stepped in. Maybe Justin himself stepped in and shut it down. But
that was their biggest show at the
Yeah.
time. That's really what brought eyes to Justin TV. Stephon Marbury?
Yeah.
What is-
Marbury.
what
He's
is
great.
Justin
I remember
TV?
him.
I don't know.
It's a
Is it-
website.
It was it was like a streaming platform on the internet. You mean like the early days of sort of when people were trying to
Beat YouTube.
beat YouTube, or I think this might have even been pre-YouTube.
Pre-YouTube supremacy.
People
at
didn't
least.
quite
Yeah.
know what they were doing, but they had the idea, you know?
Yeah.
And that was Justin TV. It was just
Yeah.
too early. It came along too
Yeah.
early.
It
It was like
sounds
streaming.
familiar.
It was like a bunch of people streaming different channels before any of that was really happening.
Yes.
And all of what I'm being said probably isn't completely factually accurate. So if anyone out there is a big Justin TV head and wants to,
Yeah.
say whatever actually happened, go for it.
Comment.
I do want
Comment on our Justin TV stream of this podcast.
So I don't have a lot of information on this, but I do want to bring this up because I found out about this last night, and I bet you know about this. I bet you guys do. So did you guys know that? So I didn't know that the movie Caligula was like this great movie with great actors, and then the director stepped in at the end after it was filmed and then put in hardcore pornography in it. Did you know that? Did you
No.
know that Caligula movie had hardcore?
Yeah,
has
I knew the
hardcore
movie-
sex scenes in it.
I knew the
and
movie
Helen
had sex
Mirren is in the
scenes.
movie, and she didn't know that was happening.
I guess I didn't realize that the actors in it didn't know that was getting cut in after.
No,
I thought that's just what that movie was.
the director took a wild
I didn't-
swing on the cut.
I thought it was about vampires.
Oh.
I always get Caligula and the Cabinet of Dr. Caligari mixed up.
Dr. Caligari?
I don't know
That's just
what-
your doctor. Dr. Caligari is your pediatrician.
I'm hard to believe I'm sitting with 3 people who've never seen the Cabinet of Dr. Caligari.
The Cabinet of Dr. Caligari?
Yeah, man.
No,
This
that's
is
not
a
real.
classic.
I've never seen either of these
Oh
movies.
you
my
heard
God.
this?
We're not sure that they're real.
Dr. Caligari. I'm going to lick my shoe if this is real. If I got it right. The Cabinet of Dr. Caligari.
I'm so sorry to
I'm
the
gonna lick
viewing
my
audience at home.
All right, I got to lick my shoe.
You gotta lick your shoe.
Don't lick your shoe.
No,
Greg,
please
I swear,
don't.
you're
You're
already
already
not.
sick.
promise.
We need the views.
I'm a man of my word.
At least the top, not the
Just
bottom.
not the bottom.
I'm going to cheat it like this.
Oh,
you saw I
You
did
didn't
it?
even put your
Wow,
tongue out.
gross.
Alley Cat, what are you doing, man? What are we doing here? You saw what the game was. I just blocked the camera. Now I got to lick it for real. They're not going to believe
No,
me.
you don't. Yeah, okay. Okay. This time do it for real. Oh my God.
Wow, he's
Whoa,
really doing
Greg.
it. He's really doing it.
He's savage.
I'm ending a friendship with 3 people today with that bad acting. Helen Mirren was it. Imagine you did a movie and you're like, this is a great movie. And then the director goes, you know what this needs? Cum shots.
Fucking. Yeah.
What an amazing move.
Yeah, it's a wild move. Well,
Cum shots is such a
3 hours.
How long? Yeah.
Anal play.
How much of the movie is movie and how much of the movie is sex?
I was hoping you'd seen this because this has had really Anthony written all over it.
I've only seen the Cabinet.
The Cabinet of Gary Caligari.
Gary Caligari.
What is the Cabinet of Gary Caligari about? Is it like a toys that come alive with the
Stop
the night?
asking Alex. He doesn't have a mic.
He doesn't. have a
Anthony,
mic.
you explain it. You brought it up.
I've seen it so long ago. It's a black and white.
It's a black and
It's
white.
a
pic.
black and white movie.
It's a moving picture.
I saw this when I was in college. We had to watch it for architecture because of the way that it was shot was very the way they captured shadow and light was very important. I don't
It's
remember
black and white. The whole movie's
That's all they
shadow
have.
and white.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. Well, they did a real good job.
They nailed it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've never seen Caligula. I've only been to the sex club in Astoria.
You went?
No, I'm just kidding. Never
I'd be
been.
so mad if you went without me.
Wait, there's a sex club in Astoria called Caligula.
And
Sure
we did
is.
this. COVID happened, and they went, we ain't stopping. They
Oh,
plowed
yeah.
right through COVID.
Yeah, good for them. They
Literally
plow through
plowed right
everything.
through. Yeah.
Really?
Yep.
That's what I always thought was my favorite little subgenre of the population during COVID had
Yeah.
to be is people that couldn't see their dominatrix
Yeah.
and they had to see
Yes.
them over Zoom.
Yeah.
And the dominatrix had to be like, I'm pissing on you. And they had to pour piss over there.
His daughter's like, look how many times
Remote.
I changed my background. He's like, no, I don't want to see you at the beach.
No, you're muted.
Yeah, dominatrix would just be like cutting her mic in and out, and the guy just going, I don't know what's happening, just to make him crazy.
You know how there were all these people on work calls who didn't realize their camera was on and like
Yeah.
started jerking off.
Yes.
A
Yeah.
dominatrix one is the opposite, where they think that they're on. They like don't realize that they're on
Funny.
the dominatrix call and they just start doing work, and people are like, "No, you're doing the wrong thing.
I'm paying you to yell at me. Yeah.
I'll say this.
This is so inappropriate.
You're eating a
You're
muffin."
doing spreadsheets."
I'll say this in Talktown. If you are on a Zoom call and you accidentally get up and your pants come off, or someone walks in naked, we do not press charges on that. I don't like that anyone got in trouble for that. That guy who like thought he was off the call, he went into the other room and masturbated. He was like, it wasn't on purpose. I vote that's okay. It's if you could prove that it was an accident. Okay.
If you could prove it was an accident.
Yeah.
Sure.
I think some people take advantage of like, oh no.
Sure.
Yeah.
And then
But we can tell good actors.
We can tell.
You
We
know,
can
if the
tell.
guy goes, "Oh no, my vagina," because maybe he has a fake vagina.
I'm gonna go.
Let's at least face this way.
Where I in the beginning, before you guys got here, I was like, Ariel, where do you want to sit? And she goes, as far away from Greg as possible.
Why? This is why we never went to Caligula together.
Yeah. This is why.
This is why.
Wait, is this sex club in Astoria really called Caligula?
Yes.
Yeah, it's by the bowling alley.
Is it like a
but-
membership based
I
thing?
think so. One time we did look up the Google reviews, and they're not great.
They're not great.
It's not. The sheets are not as clean as
don't
you
clean
would
the sheets.
expect a sex club
course.
called Caligula to be.
And there's a lot of people hovering.
It's a lot of. It's also. It sounds like it's a lot of men pissed off in the Google comments that they were turned away.
Oh.
That's
okay.
so funny.
Yeah, that's it is an Astoria vibe.
Yeah, that sounds right.
Yeah, you're right. Tita won't go. I was like, we gotta check this out as a bit, and she's like, "That's what you say," and then you're gonna try to.
And then
fuck
you
all
get
these
there
men.
and it's like, this is not a bit.
I know it's not a bit.
You
God, we all
brought
win.
props.
You You brought adult toys.
As the friendship goes, Julia, Anthony, Greg, Tita, Ariel, Dan. We've hung out enough. I was like, I told Tita, if we had stayed in the story long enough, we would eventually have all went to Caligula.
I think that's right.
Yeah. At least
Yeah.
the Shackies and Corluzos.
Julia would be big on it. Then the minute she got there, she would have left.
She would have
and
a
I'd have
panic
been
attack
alone at
immediately.
Caligula.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I think that's how most people are
I'd be
experiencing it.
Drinking a lemonade.
Hell yeah, man.
There's a lot of men on their own being like, no, I thought this would be different.
Yeah. Shackie, Greg, Anthony, and Ariel.
Yeah, that's what would
And
have
this all
happened.
was going on. All looking at the sky. Except Ariel looking all down. Looking at all them dicks.
I'd be looking at the feet.
No, you don't look at my feet.
Further down.
My feet have so
Keep
much
panning.
eczema. I would prefer you
yeah.
didn't. So much eczema.
On your feet?
Yeah, unbelievable.
You could keep your shoes on there, I bet.
I hope they like
I think
it.
I would
bet-
want to keep my
I
shoes
think-
on there.
Yes.
Only sneakers?
There's no way you're leaving there without athlete's foot.
Yeah.
If you take your shoes.
I'll tell you, if I'm there, you're all leaving with athlete's foot.
I'm saying though, if I'm going to Caligula, I'm doing it.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm going
When in Rome.
Yeah, exactly. No shoes, man. I'm doing the drama mask. I'm doing the whole thing. I got a gun in my hand. I'm freaking out.
I don't want it to destroy my relationships. I want to go.
So just like imagining, I mean, not like, but like imagining just like you in a mask, naked with sneakers on and a gun.
Yeah, like a Grand Theft Auto character.
Just going, who wants to fuck?
Yeah.
I'm Anthony and I'm here.
Who wants to fuck the Wi-Fi king? No, my gun is always in my hand,
Yeah.
in my head.
Ready for
course.
access.
Yeah.
Boom, 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 boom.
Like the movie Rust. Just put that thing away, brother. I do want to see that movie.
Rust.
Yeah.
I don't know that they're going to release it.
No, well, they're
Yeah.
going to release it. I'm going to re-release it. Anyway, I mean,
You're
release,
gonna-
release
the
the
great
Baldwin cut. Release the Baldwin cut where he murders her.
Jesus.
I know. I look at you with that one.
Don't.
Let me ask you this. All right, we're at Caligula, the four of us.
Okay.
Right?
Thank God.
Thank God. We should. Can we
Finally.
Can we do a live from Talktown to Caligula?
If they let us, sure.
I'm sure they love video and audio recording.
Yeah. I'm sure the thing.
Somebody would love that though.
There is, somebody's there for
That's
that
true.
and
I'll
say
getting
this.
disappointed.
We do audio only, but we bring in a court drawer who will draw the Caligula.
Fun.
I think
That's a great idea.
And a
Real-
stenographer who in shorthand will record everything that's happening.
yes.
Yeah, they gotta have off
a
days.
quick talk down thing. We should have courtroom artists, like sketch artists, like available more often for stuff.
Well, they are. They're just in Times Square, and they'll draw your face, and they draw
Those
you
are
with a very big
caricature
nose.
artists.
Yeah.
Okay,
I
pause.
would-
Rewind. Let's put caricature people in the
In
court.
courtrooms. 100,
That's how you do it.
100%. Okay, so we don't have courtrooms.
That's a great idea.
Courtroom
There's a guy
sketch
who-
artists exist only outside the courtroom to like do like captures of like
Yeah.
real life, and caricature artists are who are recreating courtroom scenes for us.
Yeah, like a murder
funny.
victim.
Love it.
With a
Skateboard.
big ears, a skateboard.
Yeah. Can I say this?
Hawaiian
Why
shirt.
doesn't the court system do Casual Friday like everybody else? You know?
They
That-
do. Murderers.
Short robe.
Short row. Yeah, short rows. Lawyers.
With like
you
an
know?
A-line,
Just something a little more for the
a
weekend.
cinched waist.
Yeah, that's where you have the caricature guy come in on Fridays instead of your normal.
Yeah, and that's
know
how
what I
you
mean?
knew how long the case took, is how many caricatures we saw in the
This
course
is-
of.
I'm sorry.
Case.
I went too fast. I'm sorry.
No, it's fine.
This is a wild idea. Sometimes I'm in court. I'm worried the judge.
Sometimes
Why are
I'm
you-
in court.
My imagination. And one of my,
okay.
one of my stories. I make
Sometimes
out of
up
my
here
head.
you're in court.
Yeah, when I go to for the murders I almost
Down
commit.
here you're driving, I assume.
Yeah. I do have to tell you something about that. We'll pause for that. Hang on. So sometimes I have a judge, and I'm like, this guy's mad at me already. What do we do? I think a plaintiff. Now this might be too crazy. I think a plaintiff or a defendant can say, Your Honor, I would like to have this court rescheduled in a hot tub. This way, nobody's mad. You know what I mean?
All
This way
in
they're
one
not-
hot tub?
Well, everyone gets their own hot tub or the beach. Like, you should be able to be like, let's do it at the beach.
Hang on, back out a second. Everyone gets their own hot tub or the beach.
Or, you go, hey, I feel like this courtroom, everyone's angry. I feel like I'm not
Oh, no,
getting a
no.
fair trial.
I get it. I just don't
That's
know.
not the part we're hung up on.
Let's do the court. Now, let's push through on this. Let's do my case at the beach. Everyone's going to be in a better mood. You don't think so?
I'm still on everybody gets their own hot tub or the beach.
Oh, sure. All right.
What a jump.
I know. And that's why I just kept moving forward because I think everyone having a hot tub is too much money. And Doge is going to shut that down quick.
You think they're going after hot tubs next?
They're going to be like, you can't have all these hot tubs in courts. These guys are wasting money.
Yeah, you know what's not going to be in Talktown? Doge.
Yeah, you're
That's for sure.
Yeah.
I guess my concern is everybody would want a different kind, like if you're getting tried for something, you might be like, well, I think we should all be at an ice cream place right now. And it's like, well, why are we even having courts? Nobody's going to want to be in the courtroom if the alternative is hot tubs, the beach, or ice cream.
That's your concern?
There's a coin.
It's one of them.
There's a coin toss up in the beginning. Prosecutor versus defendants, right? You flip the coin, right? And whoever wins gets to pick the location.
I don't love our legal system being based on chance.
Yeah, well, it's
It
better
should be
than we
based
got
on
now.
racism.
Like the one here in America.
But different races.
Yeah, Ariel, you have any gripes for what Greg said? Or you
Yeah.
know?
What do you mean?
Yeah, feel free to
I
pull
mean, yeah,
apart
but
any
he
of it.
already knows.
Yeah. Well, the prosecutors could be like, "Hey, we want to do this in the snow and make the jury miserable. This way, they're angry and they're angrier at the people."
Now, this would have to be for larger crimes because small claims court is
Smaller.
already a singles mixer.
yes, we're not changing smaller.
Small
claims
claims court. Smaller claims
Smaller.
court is exactly as it should be. But this is for like more
Smaller claims
Put that in
court
Rex.
is a thing in Talktown where it's not big. It's like petty gripes you have with somebody, but it's actually a
or like
singles
small
mixer.
amounts of money.
Okay.
Yeah.
The jury, you can kind of be like, and kind of meet each other that
Yeah.
way.
Yeah.
The jury all has to be single. And then because we give you something to talk about, which is the case.
So you're creating your own. This is like part of like the Talktown world. This is what you're
that
doing.
Smaller
You're
claims
not.
court is part of the Talktown
This is
world.
not like an actual like. Hey, we should pass a bill.
No,
through
no.
Yes,
Congress.
in Talktown.
Okay, got it.
In our,
Thank
in our
you.
world that
Thank
we're
you.
building.
In the town that we are in.
Yes.
of
Yes,
Greg
Talktown.
is proposing
Got
this
it.
hot tub weather-based court system.
Yeah.
I'm
Actually, you know what? Now I'm
listening.
in.
yeah.
See?
Right?
That's not
Yeah.
bad, Ariel. My girl.
Yeah.
I like
Once
it.
you know what the stakes are,
Yeah.
it's easier to agree.
So you're talking about a coin flip. Go back to this coin flip thing.
Yeah, the coin flip, I'm
Yeah,
a little,
so
I'm like, we got to, I don't know. I don't know.
We can talk that out.
Okay.
I'm not everything I
Yeah,
say
yeah,
is an
no, of
idiot,
course.
you know?
That's what this is.
I think that I don't know how does football do it. How does football decide who's getting the home
a coin
court
flip.
advantage?
Coin flip.
Like home
Well, they
maybe-
don't. The coin flip isn't to decide where they are right now.
All right, so I'll say this.
They also
Every
don't play on a
case-
court.
Yeah, court. Every case is 2 out of 3. So you have 2 out of 3. Everyone gets 2 out of 3.
We're
not
all
just
going to
one.
be on a jury all the time.
Yeah, it'd be fun.
It's a lot of litigating. There's a
Maybe-
lot of time spent in courtrooms and talked out.
Yeah.
I'll say instead of a coin flip, maybe it's rock, paper, scissors, because then it's not just chance. It's also a little bit about reading your opponent.
And would that be a best of 3?
Obviously, it's a best of 3.
Okay, if we're gonna do that, then why don't we do something even crazier, like a gunfight? No, not a gunfight. Oh God,
too
Greg,
far.
Then you're back in court.
Too far. Yeah. Then
Too
you're
far. I did. Yes, rock paper scissors.
I like rock,
I
paper,
like it.
scissors.
Me
Best
too.
of 3.
kind of crazy, and I like that. This is just a sidebar about rock paper. It's pretty crazy that rock paper scissors, whatever it's lasted. The 3 things.
Was
It's
just
a great
thinking
game.
that.
It's an
Yeah.
incredible game.
It really, yeah.
But those 3 things,
You would think other
we
things
barely
would,
use any of them anymore.
yeah, would replace
Yeah.
those by now. But there they are.
Yeah.
It's great.
Laptop, controller,
Exactly.
vape pen.
Vaping teenager.
Yeah, all right.
So anyway, what were you gonna say?
No,
Somebody was gonna say something.
Nobody was gonna say anything. The podcast is ended.
All right, so beginning of a court case, best 2 out of 3 rock, paper, scissors to determine who gets to pick the location of the trial.
Court or like. Do we
Like
wanna do
court
this
or
at a
not
beach?
court?
Court or not court or beach, or do you want to do it's like, hey man,
Court or not court or beach.
I think instead of claiming a mistrial, you could be like. Also, every court show I ever see, the defendant is always a little late. Like, Your Honor, we just need to wait a few more minutes for the witness to get here.
That's right.
They can be like, well, we'll do it at his house. We're all going to his house. Like,
Oh, okay.
maybe we do it at the defendant has been through so much already.
I do think that
We'll do it at your house.
I do think that is interesting because in sports you do have home field advantage.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So if the prosecutor is prosecuting, that should be in the environment they want, and the defense should get the defense they want to make it even.
I agree. I think actually that's a great. And then beach, hot tub, whatever. These things are all in play, but it is based on who's doing the questioning.
Yeah, I would say what each.
We're going to have so many locations where court cases are taking place.
Court never is usually just one day anyway. Some of them
Correct.
aren't. So it's like, okay, the first day defendant, second day prosecutor. So first day defendant, in court or a prison. Second day, we're doing it on an airplane, in a fun soul plane.
I like that too, because they say like if you're ever having a creative block, you should get out of your comfort zone and go to a new place. And this way, nobody is ever comfortable. And I think that's like a perfect Greg creation.
Yes. Nobody's comfortable. The Greg way.
And I'll say this, look, and I'll even bend a little and say, maybe instead of having to go to those places, maybe every court has a giant green screen. And so that they can put like not a green screen, but they have in Star Wars the deep thing where the actual video monitors around you. So today we're doing a beach background.
I think I'd rather just go to the beach.
Yeah.
I mean, as long as we're in this world, they can
go to the beach.
We've got robots with flamethrowers guarding the pool. Like we could go to the beach for
go
court.
to the beach.
All right, we'll go to the beach.
All right.
Pretty fun, and then people at the beach can pop in.
I like this.
If you're in
Becomes part of a fun day at the beach.
it should be public places for the most part, and then at some point you get to bring in one random person who participates in maybe the jury, or we kind of give them a quick rundown of what's going on and just get some feedback.
I like that.
The beach thing, you might run into trouble with the judges and lifeguards being there at the same time.
Oh, too many power
struggle.
dynamics. Yeah.
Power struggle, of course.
Power struggle.
You don't have you ain't nobody on my beach.
You know that classic power struggle between judges and lifeguards.
Well, the lifeguard is
They're
there.
all rivals.
We
all
I'm
know.
in a lifeguard.
They're the opposite clothes.
A lifeguard, they get used to the power that they have.
Yes.
They're listening to the case a little bit. They chime in, they whistle, and they go, he's guilty.
Right.
Yeah.
And they go, stick to the goddamn swimmers.
Yeah. Eyes on the beach, my friend.
16-year-old.
The judge is out way too far, and he's like, "You gotta bring it in." He's like, "I'm a judge. I ain't listening to you." And he's like, "You're out. You're gonna get caught in the rip." And he's like, "I'm a court officer. I don't have to listen to you, red shirt."
He bangs the gavel and he goes, lifeguard, they're not too far.
Yeah. Also, no one can hear the judge making his calls because he's out with the sharks, the dolphins.
Oh, you're talking about the judges swimming.
Yeah, and I'd also say if a dolphin looks bad at the defendant, they're guilty because dolphins can read.
Man, you just go, huh? It's like, wow. Where are we now?
We all trust dolphins.
If a you're like the judge is swimming, but if a dolphin looks bad at the defendant,
Yeah.
There is no looking back.
If a dolphin looks at the judge and goes, beep, 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 the judge is gonna be like, he's probably guilty.
Then why even have a jury? Just present this to the dolphins.
I don't. Disagree.
Yeah.
I do think there should be animal representatives on the jury.
Yeah.
Yeah,
They're
animal?
underrepresented. Absolutely.
But I think it should be a seagull because they're easily bribed.
That's true.
Yes, bread and Alka-Seltzer.
And
I'll say this: you get the children.
I want to see what inside of your head looks like. Like what's going on up there sometimes.
It's a machine that you pay for on Amazon, and it masturbates you.
What's this in reference to?
Something
The
you guys don't-
masturbating machine?
Something you guys don't want to know about.
That's why people are boycotting Amazon.
Yeah.
Because of that machine.
They do.
Did you know you can buy a fleshlight on Seamless?
Seamless.
I swear to God.
Seamless.
Will somebody bring it to you? Somebody will deliver it at
I
your
guess
door?
that's the whole
If you
thing,
go
yeah.
down deep enough into the annals of Seamless, you can get your hands on a fleshlight.
Seamless.
Yeah, because they
Seamless.
I am getting pushed from all those. And I
Can
like,
we
don't-
order one right now?
I don't know if it get
it
here
would
by the
be
time
a
we're
lot
done.
of money, and it wouldn't
Yeah.
be here by that time.
And then we'd have a fleshlight to deal with.
I'll deal with it.
You don't need two, Greg.
But yeah, those delivery apps are pushing more and more. They're like, you could get Walgreens, like you could get drugstore, you could get we'll stop at Party City for you. And it's like, yeah, of course, keep scrolling down. There's a sex shop on there.
Amazon sells you a butt and vagina breast combo that is a little too small. It makes you feel a little uncomfortable. You just pretend you're a giant and you get out.
Sorry, and I want to go right back to this.
Yeah.
I do like the idea of someone who gets this from Seamless, and then the Seamless guy gets it and goes, "It's not what you think. I eat this." Actually,
Yeah.
Do they get mad when it comes with two sets of silverware? Because they're like, it's just for me. I understand I ordered a huge fleshlight, but it's only for me.
I like the guy, the seamless guy comes and he looks at me and goes, stay here. I'll be right back with this thing. I only need it for a few minutes.
And then I need you to return it.
Yeah.
Will they take the picture of you receiving it?
Like this. That's how I'm going to take it. You can put it here, sir. Like a Catholic cracker.
Eating out a fleshlight is like the dumbest thing I can think of.
Yeah, I've been there. was real high.
You try to work on your technique.
You're working on your technique?
Yeah, I've been there.
But there's no
Get yourself
feedback.
in the mind.
Yeah, try to get
Thank
there.
you for not making me feel such like a disgusting person.
Absolutely not.
I was just going on the funny idea, not pointing it to you.
Gotta
Yeah.
work on your game.
Yeah.
Sure.
Anyway, you were talking about something off Amazon that is
Too small.
Yes, you on Amazon you can purchase a butt vagina breast combo, and when it comes, you will
So
say
just a
this
torso.
is too small. Yes, and then when your wife walks in, you go, "I'm a giant. It's not too young."
Pedophilia
I'm just a
every
giant.
fucking episode.
Every episode.
fucking episode.
But I told you the story. You know, I bought this thing.
What?
And then I buried it in the
Oh yeah,
construction.
we all know
site.
that story.
Yeah.
Yeah, all right.
I
Do
got
you
one
guys,
there.
you know that story?
I don't think I do.
You might as well tell it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You
know.
piqued everybody's interest.
Ultimate pleasure.
Of course.
This we know.
Yeah, I
We know
bought
ultimate
myself
pleasure.
a torso style thing. I can't look at Ariel for this for some reason.
Go right to camera for this.
Yeah. Yeah.
Bought myself this
Send it right to one.
torso thing. Did the virtual reality VR goggles. Had the thing. It was a great birthday.
Wait, so it was like a torso you fuck, and it has
And
VR.
No,
so it-
VR is my own. These are separate
no,
components.
I mean, but
brought.
then you're bringing in VR so that like this to you feels like a person.
It's like a person.
More. Okay.
Yeah. You know,
I get that.
I was trying to keep
I
my marriage together.
Understand it.
So you get this thing, and these were the days during COVID, man. These were the high art,
Sure.
high art masturbation.
You know what? Now that you say
sections
that it was
there.
during COVID, I think this is all fine.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was doing my own thing.
You do have a wife who lives in your house, but sure.
Yeah,
Some
we had
people were,
issues.
we had needle threading kits.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is the least
Sourdough
Yeah,
starter.
exactly.
Yeah.
This is
Like,
his sourdough.
Yeah.
starter.
Right.
I bought a bunch of string to make friends.
in a lot of ways.
Something did rise.
And something fermented.
You say I have a wife in the house, but that's like saying you have a horse that could pull this carriage of 1,000 tons.
But you can
it's
buy a
too
car.
weight
Oh,
to put
I
on
see,
this
I
woman's
see,
back.
I see.
Also, like we all thought we were gonna die. It's like fuck
Yeah.
the weird
Totally.
disembodied
Yes.
torso.
Yeah.
Yes.
You know?
It's a pretty safe thing to be doing.
Yep.
Yeah.
Also, it's
we
like-
got 3 pair of rollerblades and Crash Bandicoot. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
We
right.
were all-
Everybody was doing what
Yep.
they
I
did
bought a
with that.
Wii. How is
Yeah.
that any different?
Yep, exactly.
I don't think it's weird. People say it's weird. I don't think it's weird. Use your hand. That's like yourself. It's such even weirder using your hand. We just are naturally okay with it.
Why is it weirder using your
Because
hand?
it's me. I'm fucking myself.
You don't love you?
I don't love me.
I love you,
It's
Greg.
very-
I'm not going to use my hand, but I love you.
You just went right down a dark road. Thank God. So, bought this thing, and then Tina got pregnant, and I was like, it's like, you can't have a gun in the
Okay.
house. I was like,
Sure.
I got to get rid of this thing before the kid comes.
Yeah.
So I wrapped it in a towel.
Oh, I do remember this.
Yeah. I wrapped it in a towel. I taped it up in a box.
Like a beach towel?
A beach. It was a bath. It was our home.
Or sorry, a court towel?
Yeah.
A legal towel.
I wrapped it up, taped it in the box, brought it to a construction site that was happening behind my wife's parents' house, and there was a big hole.
Whoa, what a location choice.
Well, because I didn't want to throw it in a garbage and have someone find it and get arrested for a sex crime.
It's just so close to her parents' house.
Yeah,
Yeah.
if this was a true crime story, there's something in that.
Well, that's the thing. It's not real murder.
Well,
And it was close to your parents' house because I didn't want to walk too far and I didn't want to throw it out in Queens. There's cameras everywhere. I don't know what it was. Something about that.
all right.
And there was a construction site behind
Also,
it.
like sometimes
Sure.
you just like make a choice and you're like, it wasn't right, but it's what happened.
Right. And I threw it off. And it was like midnight. I walk out. I walked to the construction site. I threw it in the hole. I think the next day they covered it with cement, like a real mobster thing. And to this day, I don't know. Well, one day someone's gonna dig that thing up and go, oh, thank God. Oh no.
What did the construction site end up being? Is that a residential home or is it like a Costco?
It's a really good question.
Funny enough, we don't know yet. It's a building that we thought was gonna be a storage space store.
Oh,
But it's
that'll be the
not.
least weird thing in
It's
that
just-
entire
I
premises.
hope it's a kickboxing gym where they have those torsos. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Oh,
Yes. Yes.
so many. That'd be the best for me.
That would be the best.
Yeah, I think it might actually just be a Native American cemetery.
Just for Native Americans.
Just for Native
Like
Americans.
I've never heard of.
It's haunted.
Do they have Native American onlys? I mean,
They
I'm
have-
sure they do.
No, this whole
The
country.
burial ground. Yeah.
You're a burial
Whoa,
ground.
let's do it. Let's go. Let's get there.
This whole country is a Native American burial ground.
Yeah, I don't know why we got into that, but
I'm glad we did though.
Yeah. Where are we at with
Getting a fleshlight delivered. That's
time,
where
Lex?
Yeah.
40. Perfect.
sick.
I would like to see people think it's weird. Are you on or off board with full sex doll? These good ones that look like real people.
The ones that are like robots or just like a rubber plastic, like looks like a person, but like there's no mechanical stuff going on inside.
Yeah, well, the mechanical thing's really expensive, I would imagine. I don't want it to be I don't want it to be talking to me. No. I wouldn't mind it talking to me, I guess. I'll get an AI one.
I think just like a big rubber doll that looks like a gal, go to town.
Right.
I think the robotic ones, I'm like, go to therapy. You know
what? I don't even know. They're not that I'm not being
This
whatever.
is our fantasy world. I don't know that these robotic ones exist, and I'm very much in the
No, like
community.
haven't you like seen the articles that are like women are going to be replaced in 2035 by sex dolls,
God,
sex
please,
robots,
I
and I'm like,
wish.
great,
Yeah.
wrap it up.
Sounds more like my fantasy than theirs.
Yeah,
you know?
I know.
You're just not gonna
Leave me alone.
Yeah.
What is this? The View?
I can't put them on the same
So
side.
there's one other woman here, overwhelmingly female.
God damn. There's still 3 men here.
2 women talking, and suddenly it's a round table of middle-aged assholes. No, there are like, you know, maniacs in Silicon Valley like working on like, you know, an AI like a generative AI like robot woman with like a skin like rubber plastic outside, so it like looks like a person.
And they're walking around the home?
I'm not quite sure what the goal is, but it can't be good.
Can they rollerblade? Because that'd be fun. If they
I think
could
you could
rollerblade
throw them on
the
some
house,
rollerblades and see what happens.
and they could figure that out. Yeah, that'd be fun.
I'm
They
against.
should just be on wheels
You're
anyway.
against.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I am too.
I think sex toys should not even resemble a human being at all. I think they should just be
Like a
the
dog?
tools that you like a dog. Exactly. Thank you for saying that. I think they should just be the tools, and then you have to. I think it's so sad what's happening to the American imagination.
I agree.
Everybody just wants it all. They want the visual right in front. Think for a little bit. Like that makes it more. I don't know. That's all I'm saying.
So I don't know where
I
you're at.
agree.
But my world is I go porn until it gets too much, and then I do a full clean slate, and I go back to the imagination. And then when I start running ideas, you recycle back through the porn, and then you get too far.
Porn
and
is
then reset.
like porn, great.
Porn's fine.
But like the like AI, like everything has to just be like, here, it's this. And it's like, no, just like think about it for a second. I mean, maybe like women are like slightly more mentally like like sexually like imaginative, not sexually imaginative, but like that's,
you know who you're talking to?
I know. You're an exception.
Are you crazy?
But I think, and maybe I'm probably off when I'm saying this. When you're saying like sexually imaginative, like women more often than not can just go inside their heads,
Yes.
and masturbate with nothing
Yes.
else. Whereas you're hooked up to VR. We've got a fleshlight on. You got something up your ass. You got a lot
Right,
going
right,
on.
yeah.
You know.
On my birthday.
Yes.
I love it.
So throughout the year, like
With the cake.
currently I'm off all porn. Currently I'm doing all imagination.
That's
I'm
cool.
bringing up people that should not be here. You know, running all types of scenarios.
That's fine because they're just up there.
They're just up there.
Yeah, get them out up there.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
out
very
here.
bad.
Don't let that come out down here.
But yeah, the imagination part of it is huge because then when you have real sex, you're like, this is incredible.
Right. This
Yes.
is better. It should be better
Yeah.
Yes.
than the toy
Yes.
or the porn.
But real sex is always better.
Not if you're then manufacturing every other single part of it except for the human being.
I've been as close as you can get to a human being, and it's still not a human being. VR,
Oh, like you,
a little half body.
Buried in the in-laws' backyard.
But I Greg, and I say this, I think you are an anomaly
Yes.
in
Yeah.
the system of sexual relations.
Don't say an anomaly. I'm hard. I work hard at this. It's not just like
you're
anomaly is like a thing
an
that
end of a
randomly happens.
spectrum.
You know, like it's not like I'm naturally funny. Like I write. You know what I mean? I'm working at doing this.
No, I think
Don't take away from my
but
hard
you're
work.
still an outlier.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
think even if you weren't taking away that hard work, you would be an outlier.
Yeah.
At your age, for how horny you are, and your approach towards sex that you've naturally come to is different than most people I know.
I will say this to your defense. When I try to look at things online of people who are also doing what I'm doing. Not a good group of people.
It's kind of like you don't like your own like the fandom of the thing you like.
Right.
Yeah.
Like, I enjoy Taylor Swift's music. I don't want to be lumped in with those maniacs.
They're wet. They're weird. They're not dating women.
Yeah.
It's a bad
right. Like you're
place.
married to a woman that you like. Like that, that's a very, I don't think that everybody else that's thinking about sex the way you do has that.
Yeah.
So that's why it's like kind of this different where it's like, oh, it's not, everything you're up to is not like, because no one loves me. But I do think a lot of people who might share some of the techniques are more in that world.
Yeah. They're also like, yeah, I'd fuck a dead body.
Yeah.
And I'm like, no, it's not.
You're like, I know
that.
where you can find one. It's buried under my in-laws' neighbor's house.
And here I am saying like, no, you could fuck my dead body because on principle. But they're like, no, I want to fuck your dead body and I'll do anything to make your body dead. You know what I mean? Like we're different types of people. We go different ways, but where we meet is not great.
You should really write a book like the sexually depraved for the family man.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yes,
Like,
it's
how
kind
to
of a
fuck
chicken soup for the soul.
and still raise 2 children.
Yes.
Yeah.
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 I think you should.
Yeah. Anyway, so I forgot what
Oh, we should do the ad read.
Oh yeah, we got an ad.
All right.
And just remember, if you would like to do an ad on this podcast, we just need $20 and you Venmo Anthony, and then we'll say whatever you want about whatever you want.
Yeah. And my Venmo is at Anthony-DeVito. Yeah.
And if you want to spend $100 to be on the podcast, we can make that happen. We've done it before and we will do it again.
That's how I got
happily. Here. Yes. Our guests are all, they're paid in that they paid us.
I also say there is a sponsorship program that I'm starting.
Okay.
Tell
which
us
is
more.
If you don't really have the money
Okay.
and you really want to do a zoom in,
Okay.
write me a letter. And if we look at the essay and we will approve it.
Oh, I love
like a
an essay
scholarship.
contest.
Yeah, a scholarship.
Yeah, a scholarship
You know,
program.
because I think the $100
That's
is
great.
great, but I think there's some people who like are genuine fans.
And $100 is a lot of money.
And for some people, $100 is a lot of money. For
For
some
a lot
people,
For
it's a
Greg,
lot.
but for a lot of us,
For a lot of
For
us.
me, it's not because I don't care about money. So when it's gone, who cares? I'll
Right.
figure it out.
Okay.
But for some people, they're like good with their money. And like, I'm not going to spend $100 on a podcast. I'll spend $100 again on torso of sorts.
All right, let's get this ad going.
And now an ad.
All righty. All right. First message is just a nice thing, but I'll read it so we feel good about ourselves. Hello, good sir. Just wanted to get your Venmo for the Talk Down ads. Loving the pod. And then he goes, hello again. Just spent $20 for a Talk Down ad. Say whatever you want. I am an actual piano tuner in Colorado. You can thank Allison for my follow and money.
Oh. I'm excited, but a little scared.
I don't know.
No,
This
that's
is
fine.
Piano, I think piano tuner, access to piano wire, strangling. Like,
This is what your problem is. You go to the worst place.
Allison,
oh, but you don't?
Oh, I
because I'm always thinking of fashion. I think of belts
What?
for the piano wire.
You like a belt.
A slim, subtle belt.
See, I feel like now we
thin
can just like
belt.
keyboard tie. That's where I'm at now.
All right. And I'll raise your keyboard tie with some pedal shoes. They give
Is
you a
this
little
what you
lift.
had in mind, sir?
Yeah. Sure it is. And for those tough days in Colorado, when the altitude gets to you,
Yeah.
you need a good piano song to calm you down. I know when I'm too high, I love a bit of jazz.
I would like more access to pianos in general. And I know it's hard because like old pianos, like regular ones that need tuning, you can't like they need
which
to
are
be
the
in
only ones you should be using.
yes,
Right.
they need to be in a
Especially-
soundproof room.
yeah.
Like it's like we live in a city that's loud.
A soundproof room. Really?
Well, like in an apartment, like I can't have
'cause
a
you don't
baby
want the
grand
neighbors.
piano in my 1-bedroom apartment. Like everybody that lives around me would kill me,
Unless you were really good.
That's what I'm saying.
and I'm not.
I would hope you were bad. That would be incredible.
Just playing chopsticks for 9 hours. Riz walking across the keys.
I don't know. I had this idea that someone bang on your door and they come in and you're just playing piano and they're like, "Come on, we're here." And you go, "I have headphones on."
But I'm listening to a podcast.
yeah.
I just wish there were more room, like it's like, you know how we have those like rooms that you could go in and smash shit? There should just be instrument rooms. It's
great.
That are
I've been saying this for
I know
years.
that like exists technically, but it's like for non-musicians.
Totally.
I love that.
Yes.
This is awesome.
Like
man.
Guitar Center, but like you just get a room, you
you
go
don't
in
have
there,
to-
you
yeah.
play, you don't go whatever. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Just give me musical instruments I can come and jam for a while.
Yeah, right. Like have a room
Awesome.
that's got like a drum kit, 1 or 2 guitars, couple of little like pick 'em up cymbals and tambourines, and then a piano.
Also, next to that room, I want an outfit room. I want a room where they have lots of different costumes and stuff, where I could just dress up and be costumist. You know, like I could put on a bear costume and then go into the guitar room and then play it. I like the idea that you could have these rooms where you could just do different things you have to pay for.
Didn't there used to be those things where you could like go and like pay to like make a music video? Like that's how Rebecca Black made Friday.
I love this.
Like you could just like rent a little room and then have a little background.
I love those.
I think this is a great idea.
I think
Allison.
that it's like 1, there should just be more of that, and 2, it shouldn't be. It should be like a $10 an hour situation. It shouldn't be like 15 grand to have like some idiot shoot a music video for
Right.
you,
Yes.
Like,
Right.
which is like what that I think like what we're
Yes.
not, maybe not, but like it was like thousands of dollars. It's like no, I want to spend $10 an hour to just go in a room that's got some fun stuff to do. I guess this is just like I just wish I did
want-
stuff.
You want like an arcade for musical instruments. Like you
Yes.
should
Yes.
go in and be able to like
Yes.
fill up a card with credits and then tap
Awesome.
each instrument for however like
like a
for
musical
certain
Dave and
amount of-
Buster's
Yes.
situation.
awesome.
And I hate to
And prizes.
look. I hate to bring
really?
it
If you
back.
do well.
Oh,
Just
Someone just
fun.
gives you a prize. Hey, it was pretty good. Here's a fucking stuffed animal.
Yeah.
Cool. I'll say this: the prize is you get to go to the third room, which is a bunch of
Which is a torso.
a bunch of torsos, sexual
boy.
bodies,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
because I don't want to buy a woman's
Open the door
body.
and it's Caligula.
Yeah.
Yeah, if Caligula wants to make more money, they could have these other non-sex businesses.
Yeah, just other adult rooms, but in the ways that we were talking about.
Yes.
Just
Yeah.
things for
My wife
adults.
would let me go to a sex doll room.
Yeah,
You know, it's probably better than a person.
probably.
But I'm going to go to these sex rooms, and they're going to look at me, and they're not going to know I'm funny. And they're going to be like
The dolls?
No, these these
what?
Caligula rooms.
They've seen your special.
I go to Caligula. I will go to Caligula. Shut up. They have to play my special. I'll say I'm going to go to Caligula, but you have to play my special first, so people know I'm funny. And I walk in, they'll have sex with me.
That shut up is a great shut up. Shut up.
Shut up.
That's a great
Shut
line
up.
delivery.
Yeah.
So you want like in the rooms where instead of playing porn, you want them to be playing your special.
Yes. So the people go, hey, all right, he's funny. I can have sex with this guy.
Yeah.
Because I walk in with this, people are going to go, oh, we got to go.
I bet you're still one of the top tier men at Caligula.
Yeah. I like you.
I bet you're one of the most attractive people that walks into that building.
Let me say this. I'm going to say this. Okemo. I was just at Okemo doing a gig at a ski resort. They had a steam
Where is
room.
Okemo?
Yeah.
Vermont.
Okay.
Yeah,
You know.
I thought Japan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Seems
But
very.
most people would.
Or not real.
Yeah.
That was my first guess. It's like this happened in a virtual reality, and you're talking about it like it's real because we skipped that step.
They got pools and they got hot tubs and they had a steam room. I
love
walk
it.
in the steam room and it was 2 smoking hot women who immediately looked at me and then went, "We're out." And they immediately walked out. And I wanted to be like, "Well, I'm married." Like I was like, because I didn't even look at them. I don't understand, but like it really made me feel like there should be a rule of like, give me a minute. Just give a minute before you walk out. Don't look at me and go, "We're out."
What if they just happened to be done when you
Yeah.
were walking in?
There's a chance. And there's also a very good chance that they
That's
saw
not what was happening.
this guy and they went, he followed us in here. Which I did not because I waited a very long time.
but you didn't.
But
see
you were
him go in.
watching them.
You're like, look, I was tracking all of their movements. But
Truth, no, swear to God, this is what happened. I was like, I'm going to go in the steam room. And then they went in and I went, now I got to wait.
Yeah.
I see.
Right? So
you
then
were
I-
doing the right thing.
I gave them like 10 minutes. You know, I was like, I'll wait. And then I was like, and I honestly, even when I went, I wasn't even sure if they were still in. But as soon as I walked in, they walked out.
But 10 minutes, I think, is also the right amount of time to spend in a steam room.
Yeah, I don't
So
spend
they might
much
have
more
just been
than
done.
10.
It was like 3 minutes.
Is there like
I'm
a
just
little
kidding.
like one tiny little window in the
Yeah.
steam room? Because I'm imagining you standing outside of it staring.
I was staring at it like
But
a velociraptor.
slightly, like not right up close, but like a little far away,
Yeah.
so they're seeing like this.
No, it's
With
just
your
like the
watch
velociraptor
on,
in my
just
eye on the
going-
window. And then I opened
And
it and
then
they were like,
scratching.
they can open doors. Clever girl. And then they hid behind the stove. And then I tried to bite them. So this tuna guy, does he make tuna as well? Because I thought when you said piano tuna, I was like, oh, he's a tuna guy.
That makes
Wow.
sense.
That's where my mind went.
That makes sense. But no, I think he means tuna.
That makes sense.
Yeah, I thought that initially too. The tuna part that tuna was a decent part of his life. Not so much that the piano and tuna things had anything to go together. I just thought I didn't put it together until this moment. Piano tuna is a cool way of saying piano tuner. I thought
You first went to.
I thought
fish.
it was a guy who
Tuna
likes
fish.
piano and
That's
tuna
great.
fish.
Right.
I did think that.
You're right. Look,
Yeah.
I'm going to do your piano, and I'm going to have a little bit of a smell. You know? I'm not a tuna.
I just thought he was like, I don't care about Instagram. I got to pick a name. I like a tuna fish sandwich. I'm a piano guy. I'll be piano tuna. Who gives a fuck? You know?
And I also want to say this real quick, and I'm sorry, because you're one of our fans
Your face. You're like,
plays piano.
I'm just a little, smarter than Greg.
I'm just like these are two of my closest friends.
I know.
You know what I mean? Like
I know.
it's really that. It's when
I mean,
You
could
two are the
call
people
me
I've
and hang out
known
with
like
me without
almost
shacking
the
you.
longest.
Yeah.
Certainly
you
in my
live in New
comedy
Jersey, I
career.
don't wanna bother
Totally.
you.
I remember the Cool
I didn't
Ranch
even bother. I
chip
got no
joke.
friends.
I was willing to do it.
Damn.
Goodness, yeah. I really
They
miss
washed ashore.
So we got this guitar guy. We got this piano guy.
Yes.
I wasn't paying attention to whatever was going on there.
Ah, we were just talking about our friendship.
We had side chats.
They
So
were
are
doing
we.
their own.
I walk by your old house all the time and just like wistfully look at it, and I'm like, I wish Greg still lived here.
Yeah, I have to pick up my W9 from my old house. Anyway, this guy recorded an hour's worth of
Said a
piano
very nice thing to you
music.
just now.
love you more than
no, but you need to pick up
You
your
turned it
W9.
into a tax errand.
Okay.
because I've got to get this thing out
This is why I say mean things, because if I say nice things, you just ignore me.
because I don't want you to take it as sexual.
Can you imagine? If
I don't
the
think of
table-
you as sexual.
Can you imagine if the
that
tables
hurts.
were turned and he said something like that to you, and you said, "I got to fill out my W9"? He would have walked out.
It
of
would
the
haunt
podcast.
him for a week.
You'd be getting phone calls in the middle of the night
Yeah.
for days.
I love you, Ariel, as a friend loves a friend. I gotta make sure. I mean, what's Jackie gonna do? A twerp. Just kidding.
You were saying something.
One last thing I have
about-
to
You were
say.
trying to end the podcast.
One of these guys, our fans, recorded an hour's worth of piano music for us to play in the background. But I don't
Really?
know how to do it
Oh.
audio-wise.
Okay, well that's something
So
we
we
have
gotta
to.
do this.
I know.
We gotta do it.
He sent us a YouTube video.
Okay.
But I don't know how to do it. And I don't want this guy to get turned off.
Okay, yeah, we are working on it. This will be a several. We got to do this
And
right.
it's all like classical music.
That'd
so
be
I don't think we
amazing.
That's
get-
great.
Lex can
Yes.
do anything.
He
So
can't
far,
do anything.
he's done everything. He hooked up Terry. He did these lights.
He did it.
Yeah.
He bought this couch.
Yeah.
He's done it all.
He just can't talk on mic for some reason.
We don't have an extra mic. That's not his fault. I refuse. We're not going to be the podcast that just shits on the producer.
No,
We're
he's
not
done.
shitting on him.
He's gonna
Well, that's
figure
what he
out.
wants,
We got
and
to
I'm not
figure out
giving
this
him that.
music thing because I love that.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, it's a vibe.
It is a vibe. You got it. You know what? When we do that episode, you've got to wear the wig and the deal with it glasses.
Yeah.
We should all get berets for that episode.
No, I'm not getting
Let's
I
get
don't like you.
berets.
I always am angling for a French episode
I would love a
very
French
easy.
episode. We just,
where we get baguettes.
yep, but we don't eat them.
We should be
never
allowed to
angling.
eat on that episode.
Oh,
Anthony and I had a French night
We had-
once. A French day.
We had French Day.
what was
It
French
was.
Day?
It was.
French Day is the day after
We did it New Year's Day.
New Year's Day, isn't it? French Day, yeah.
New Year's-
Anthony,
the day, the first or the second?
the first,
first.
January 1st. Anthony came over with a baguette, a variety of cheeses and meats, wine. Me, Anthony, and my husband got drunk and ate that and watched an entire season of Rhythm and Flow France.
It was incredible.
That's awesome.
It
I
was one of the
theme hangs.
best days of
One of
this
the
year.
best days of my
Theme
life.
hangs.
Yep.
We need more of them.
Theme hangs are good.
Theme hangs are good.
It was awesome.
Yeah, that's great. I want to do French Day now.
Yeah.
My
It was
once
so
a month.
fun.
My children have ruined my life. I can't do French Day with kids.
Yeah, you can.
Yeah,
They don't
man.
even get it.
Kids love themes.
Yeah. Give them all a little like silly
Good-
mustache.
Yeah.
Just draw
beret.
with a little eyeliner. Some
Let me tell you this. I try to get Calvin with a marker. He's gonna be like, "Don't touch me."
A marker.
I'm trying to mark up his face.
So
and
just
give him
do
a
it with
mustache.
Luke. Fuck Calvin.
Yeah. No, Luke is.
Dangerous grounds.
I know. She said that, and everything in me was like, "I gotta kill everybody, kill myself, kill everybody." I'm gonna do this real shooter right here. I can't even. It's so weird, you know. 'Cause I love him. He's such a good guy. He's my best friend. Also, he did say that Anthony was his best friend. He said I was his best friend,
It was very sweet.
and then he goes, "I go." You say Anthony's coming? He goes, "Anthony's my best friend."
Oh.
And I said, first of all, what happened to Mateo D? And he was like, oh, Anthony's my best friend. I said, what about me? And he was like,
Well, you're his dad. That's a
Yeah,
different
right.
dad.
You,
Right.
you,
I
that-
was
you already have a role.
His
like,
best friend last week. I wanted both roles.
Yeah. Well, you should teach him the thing that I say, which is a Mindy Kaling quote of all things, which is best friend isn't a person, it's a tier.
I think it's true.
Yeah,
Oh,
that's
you
right.
earned it. Yeah, all right. Anyway, he didn't eat that night. only best friends get dinner. Pal.
When does this come out, Lex?
Next week.
Oh, cool. And that is March something or other.
And I'll say this one more thing, Anthony. I should ask you this off air, but I'll ask you on air. Calvin School is doing Secret Reader. If you're in Jersey and you want to read a story
would
at
love
Calvin
to.
School, you can.
I would love to.
Secret reader. That's, Anthony's got to do it.
Yeah.
I did
You
it.
have to learn to read, but you know.
I did it day one. First slot they had open, Monday, 10:30 a.m. I walked in and blew the fucking roof off that place.
I bet
and
you
the
did.
teachers were just like, well, who's going to follow this? And then the next lady had to come in and she picked the same book as me and she
Oh,
couldn't.
no.
Wait, they
know it.
shouldn't let you pick the same. There should be like,
Yeah, of
did
course.
she have to pivot to something else or did she just do the same book a
Yeah,
second
she's
time?
a person who doesn't know how to perform. So she went, I guess I'm reading this and just bombed historically.
Yeah, I used to murder with my friend's kid. I would come over and like do story time before
do the
she and I would
voices
get
and
like
stuff?
really drunk, and then my friend, not her daughter, but I would just like crush. Like it was just like she like her kid be like hyperventilating, laughing, and I'm like, yeah, this is like what I do for a living.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did voices, and the kids started
Yep.
heckling, and I go, "What are we heckling?" Like I just talked to them, and then left. I gave all of them a chance, and then
Yeah.
we reworked the whole book. We were doing different rhymes.
Did
and-
you tape it? Can you clip it?
I know it was gonna be a reel. I know.
Yeah.
I told you to record the thing. She never records anything. She's like, this is a viral moment.
The cream cheese has come.
I was thinking about.
Didn't like that one either.
Alex just said I should have did my song "The Cream Cheese Has Come," which I don't know if I ever did on this podcast.
You did.
You definitely did.
Well, that doesn't make sense to me because I didn't get 1,000 emails about how great it was.
Oh,
Yeah, no, that should make sense.
yeah.
To you.
No, that makes the most sense.
Yeah.
I was going to bring my night cream stuff to the thing.
Oh.
My auto tune, my computer,
Yeah.
my speaker, and then sing them all songs in auto tune.
You should ask if you could come do that to their
Yeah.
school. Like, why not? Like, they've got a lot of time to fill with kids. Like,
Yeah.
there's not, you know.
And a lot of your songs can be very easily kid songs.
pivoted into kid songs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You have to change a little bit of stuff, but like they're
Yeah.
all
they
the
think it's
structure of
fun.
them.
Yeah,
Let
just-
them try talking into auto tune.
Yeah.
There's
oh my
minds.
God. Yeah.
Wet Dads.
What
yeah, Wet
Dads
is a great song.
classic kid song.
Yeah.
Oh my God, them and auto tune.
They would love it.
lose it.
Them in auto tune?
Like, if you let the kids, like try talking
I
into a mic
think
with auto
they got to
tune.
be a little older because right now still
old?
they're not like there.
They're like, yeah.
They're 3 and they can talk,
Oh,
but
yeah.
they don't.
That's more of
they're-
like a
they didn't live
5.
through. They didn't live through the T-Pain era, so they don't understand why it's so cool.
Yeah. But I think just like hearing your voice sound different is something a kid would
Yeah.
think is fun.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think that they'd be like, oh my God, I'm just like T-Pain. Like, that's like not.
They're not gonna love the T-Pain aspect of it, you lunatic. I'm just gonna like the
They
modulation
don't know that
part.
reference.
They're like, I saw his tiny desk. Oh my god, he can actually sing.
Yeah. Yeah, so that's it. All right. Oh, guys, check out our Patreon, patreon.com
Yeah.
/ welcome to Talktown. Sign up. You fund this pod.
Yeah.
Technically not yet. You don't. We are funding this pod. But
But we're close.
yeah, if you guys can fund this thing, it'll make everyone's life a little bit easier and we'll be able to do things like get a fireplace and I could do, we
What
could
about
go
just
on-
us making money? How about that?
blow that
Pay
money.
our rent.
Hey, all right.
Greg can raise his kids.
Yeah.
All these things.
Pay the cover for Caligula.
Yes.
I'll say this: if we
not
could
cheap.
raise money on the Patreon, I say we do a live episode of Caligula.
Yeah, if they'll allow.
Feels like a lot of red tape, but I think it's worth asking.
You don't think so?
You could do it from the outside of Caligula, I bet. Like,
I
yeah.
bet you if they,
Oh,
like, I
interviewing
bet
people
you-
coming out.
Yeah.
We just say like, what's an off night for you? Let us do our live podcast from Caligula.
Do you think that there's like good
think-
and bad nights there?
They're like,
Yeah,
you have
I think
get off
most nights are
nights and
bad.
you have off nights.
What if we started seeing like real friends there, cheating or philandering?
What if we start it? How often are we going there
I would go.
Yeah.
to track patterns?
Yeah, I don't think Caligula's like, can't wait for you guys to come back.
Buy an ad. You can email us at talktownpodcast@gmail.com.
Great.
Real quick, one more thing about the Caligula thing.
Yeah,
okay,
of course.
So,
And then we should
don't
let
go to
Ariel do some
Caligula.
plugs.
We just let Rob turn this place into a sex club for the day. So maybe we'll say that, hey, today we'll do a sex club. during the day here and see who shows up, and then we'll do our podcast with the
And see who shows up.
yeah, we'll offer a
My
coupon.
God.
A bunch of open micers who are like, is the mic not on today?
Is this a roast or what are we doing?
Yeah, that could go south very fast.
Could?
Will.
Yes.
Yeah.
Right.
Yep.
All right. Ariel, you've got a podcast.
I don't. I keep getting, those like spam messages from like PR people or like the people on Instagram who are like, we noticed your engagement is low.
Yes.
Give us this money. I keep getting those for like, I love your podcast, but I've noticed this, and I'm like, I don't have a podcast.
So funny.
It feels like my manager is like sending them to send to me to be like, start a podcast. What are you doing? You're leaving money
funny.
on the table, or maybe not, but.
We'll tell you.
You're
not. You're saving money by not
Saving
doing a
money.
podcast.
Follow me on social media. It's Ariel_comedy. I'm in the exact middle of doing one joke a day every day for a year, where I write a joke on the day and then I explain the thought process. So if you're into the process of comedy at all, that's like a fun thing for you. Some of the jokes are really bad, just letting you know. It's hard to write them every day. But yeah, so Ariel_comedy.
It's great.
Great.
In terms of the insight into the joke writing process. When do you have a date on the special yet or no?
No, we just got the final cut and started sending it out to see if anybody will buy it.
Cool.
Great.
I'll buy it. I
But-
get the email.
Thanks, buddy. It's called A Jewish Star. That's the working title.
Nice.
Love it.
Weird time
Thank
to do
you.
that.
Oh yeah, I got pushed back from it.
Really?
For it, yeah.
That's funny. I was joking.
And I'm on the road. I'll be in Boston and Pittsburgh and New Orleans. I'll be on the 311 cruise at the end of this
Yes.
month.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
That's
Real-
awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah. Good for you.
So if you, I don't know if there's still tickets for that, but if
Accepting
you like 311,
submissions?
There are.
I'm like one of their only fans.
I'll tell you what, that comment's not getting you on the cruise.
Nope. Yeah. Yeah. You're
No.
automatically disqualified.
How could they? I'm the only guy that likes them.
And I did it in the beginning, but I was forced to like them because I listened to so much of them as a way to gather evidence to shit on our friend Mike, who loves them so
It's a
much.
great move.
And then I was like, you know what?
Yeah, I
I kind of
like it.
secretly like them now. Yeah.
The old switcheroo.
Yeah.
I'm doing my show March 22nd at Gutter at 9. And
What
then
show? You have to say
The
something.
Jersey Boy, the solo show. People know that.
Sit
Some
up
people
for
don't
plus.
know.
you just
Nope.
gradually.
And then May 9th,
I didn't do
I'm
any idea
recording a
to
new
go.
stand-up special, an album at the Gutter.
Oh,
Two
nice.
Hey.
shows. I don't know the times of the shows yet, but go to
We
that.
could probably guess. Like a
7 and
a
9.
7 and a 9.
Probably 7 and
Yeah.
9.
Yeah.
I'm not thinking about doing a 5 and midnight. Give myself a chance to rewrite the whole thing.
Two very different audiences.
That's about it. Lives, what you got?
I got nothing.
Yeah, nothing.
Okay.
I always try to keep that silence because you've done this now multiple times, and I just try to keep that silence as
Let it
long
sit.
as I can to let it sit.
I got nothing
I
going
think
on.
it's so
no,
funny.
I'm every other Monday at Union Hall in Brooklyn.
Oh, yeah.
And
That's a
Oh,
thing.
let me check my email.
You're
'cause
working
I must have.
you're working on a
book it.
book?
I must have. You don't pick it. You don't pick it. You don't book it.
I don't book it.
You don't book it. So that's the reason. You're giving me that reason. The classic.
it off,
oh,
Alex.
you got to have
Let's
my
cut
booker
right here.
No,
That's
I
perfect.
have plugs. Oh, I don't book it. You got to talk to my booker. Then I talk to them. They're like, oh, it's so much, so many things. We don't book men.
I've never been booked on it either. If it helps.
Is
don't-
Anthony? Yes, 100%. Probably 3
I've
times.
turned
already.
it down a couple times.
he's always like too busy.
Always too busy. And then you didn't go right down the line to me. You know I'm a great comic.
I know, I'm not in charge.
You're not
There's
in
like
charge.
4 other hosts. It's like
Who?
a whole
She's not in
thing.
charge.
Name them.
Joelle, Gondelman, Tyrone, and then Jordan books it.
The only motherfucker I don't know is Tyrone. And I will
like him. He's
get to
great.
know Tyrone.
Yeah.
Every Tyrone I've ever met, I liked. I'm going to call him.
All right.
Get me his number.
I will.
I got a plug. So I have another podcast called Obsessed with Death, which I didn't really know I was a co-host of.
Oh, that's
yeah,
cool.
Yeah, this guy.
It's kind of a fun thing to learn.
Wow. I was doing it on Zoom with this guy. I love him. I love doing this. He goes, you want to do it next week? I said, yeah. And then I did it 3 or 4 weeks in a row. And then I said, hey, I just posted about it. I said, I'm doing another one. And he went, yeah, you're the co-host. And I went, oh, I think I agreed to that. And we talk about death. Wow. Yeah.
Incredible.
That's
It's
fun.
incredible.
That's awesome.
I love that idea.
I don't really know I love the guy. We have a lot of fun. It's
Nice.
dark. It gets real dark.
Well,
It's,
I would imagine.
It's, yeah. And I think the first episodes I started doing it with, I was pre-Wellbutrin. So I was thinking, who are you talking to?
Julie's gone. Get out of here. Hey, we're doing the pod.
Literally.
Anthony's on the phone. So that's it. Also,
Everything okay?
that's it.
Love you too.
That's
Nice.
it. But this is my favorite podcast.
I mean,
Listen to this one first.
this is the best one.
This one has video. That one doesn't have video. It's on Zoom. But I love it. I love the guy's very nice. I never met him in real life. Just I met him on. I just met him on
How'd
Zoom.
you end up doing it the first time?
Just a random guy messaged me and said, "Hey, you
Wanna
want
do this podcast
Do the
on Zoom?
podcast?" And I was in a dark place, and I said, "I love this. I'll do it every time." And yeah, I've been doing it every time. And I love that guy. And I'm
you're
doing
the
it.
and you're the co-host.
And I'm the co-host.
It's called Obsessed with Death.
That's the death.
I love
that
it.
death.
Check it out.
All right.
Yeah. Also, heaven isn't real and God doesn't exist. I'm gonna start saying that every time now. 'Cause I'm really gonna spread my shit.
All right.
Perfect.
That's it.
I know you guys want to end that. I didn't want to end it.
Welcome to Talk Town, where the chat never stops.